Hello, my name is Kate Tufts, and I am a Career Advisor Graduate Fellow with the O'Brien Center for Career Development. And today I'm going to walk you through our informational interview workshop. So this is really great for anyone who wants to gain a better understanding of a certain profession, employer, or industry. I do also want to mention that it is recommended that you meet with your career advisor to review your specific strategy and make sure that you're on the right track for your unique career goals. Okay, so now I'm going to share my screen so that we can move to the PowerPoint presentation. Before we jump in, I do want to just quickly introduce you to the O'Brien Center. So we are a full-service career development center that helps you with anything related to your career development needs. The O'Brien Center's goal is to really empower students to pursue professional opportunities and to forge meaningful connections so that students can really launch a successful career after graduation. We want to help you find a career that's exciting, rewarding, and inspiring. We really want to assist you in this process. We do this by assisting in exploring different majors and careers, as well as helping students build a resume or cover letter and search for and apply for internships. Additionally, we can help students with a networking process, interview prep, applying for jobs, graduate school, things like that. Students are assigned a dedicated career advisor from day one and are encouraged to meet early and often through one-on-one appointments and through walk-in hours. The O'Brien Center also works hard to partner with organizations and employers to connect students to meaningful opportunities. We bring hundreds of organizations on campus every year through the various career fairs and recruiting events that we run. We encourage all students to attend the O'Brien Center. It is located in the New York City Center, second floor, so please stop by and visit. All right, so now I want to start off by first explaining what an informational interview is. If you've never heard of an informational interview before, that's totally fine. It is something that many people do not learn about until getting to college and participating in career development. So the word interview can sound very intimidating. This is not an interview in the traditional sense where you are being interviewed for a position and you are either accepted or denied. An informational interview is an informational conversation where you can gain more information and understanding about a specific profession, employer, or industry. It's an opportunity to help understand what appeals to you and what doesn't appeal to you by talking with someone that can provide you with an insider's perspective. Informational interviews are also an opportunity for you to share your professional goals with someone that has most likely been in a similar situation. By conducting an informational interview, it not only provides you with a new perspective, but also a new connection, which could provide you with professional opportunities in the future. So in order to conduct an informational interview, you will first need to find someone to talk with. Finding someone to do an informational interview with can be done through a variety of different ways. You can use LinkedIn, your network, which includes former employers, faculty, and even family and friends. Your network is more than just people you've worked for and your former coworkers. A network does not have to just be professional connections. Everyone always knows someone, so explore all options within your network. On LinkedIn, there is a great way to get connected with Merrimack alumni. Alumni are great people to talk to because they have been in your shoes. They've most likely taken similar classes to you, had similar professors, and have had to make decisions that closely align with the ones that you are trying to make right now. To find Merrimack alumni that relate to the profession, employer, or industry that you are seeking more information about, you want to use LinkedIn alumni. The picture on the left is Merrimack College's LinkedIn page. On the left of the page is a tab labeled Alumni. When you click that tab, it will take you to the screen that is pictured on the right. To find an alumni that would be beneficial to you, you would insert certain keywords to the search bar. Once you enter those keywords, alumni will be shown that match them. Something important to note is that anyone with Merrimack in their bio will show up, even if they are still a current student, so make sure to pay attention to the graduation year on their profile. You can then connect with anyone that stands out to you. So once you've decided who you would like to speak with, you will then need to reach out to them. So whether reaching out by LinkedIn or email, when reaching out to someone, you will need to say who you are. This includes your name, student status, major, and how you found them, whether that was through LinkedIn or someone in your network. You also want to explicitly say why you chose them in particular. You can do this by stating your interests or experiences that you have had and align them with the person's field, organization, or location. You will also need to explain what you are asking them to do, which includes requesting information and advice, and also asking for roughly 45 minutes of their time, either in person or on the phone. It is very important to note that an informational interview is not the right time to ask for an internship or job. It is very likely that after sending your initial message, you may need to follow up with another message if you've not heard back from them within a week or so. Another important tip is to approach the interview with the questions, what can I learn from this person? And what kind of information or advice would help me specifically in my career, internship, or job search? This is a sample reaching out email. There's a subject line, formal greeting, includes who they are, how they found the person, aligns the student with the person, and includes how they would like to speak to them and what they would like to speak to them about. The email is also ended with a formal sincerely and also has a professional email signature. These may seem like small things, but making sure you include all of the aspects that I just mentioned really does go a long way. When preparing for the informational interview, you need to make sure that you have at least 8 to 10 questions ready. When making the questions, broad questions are good, but questions that are specific to you are very important as well. You want to make sure to ask them things that you wouldn't find on the company's website. The questions will help you gain that insider's perspective that was mentioned earlier. A good way to open the interview is to ask the person how they got to be where they are. And if you feel like it went well, a good way to wrap up the informational interview is to ask if the person has anyone that they would feel comfortable connecting you to. Asking them for a connection is a great way to get access to perspectives and people that you would not have been able to before and build your network even more. When preparing for the informational interview, you also want to make sure to reflect on your skills, interests, and values. They will most likely be asking you about yourself. So before the informational interview, you also want to make sure to research the industry, company, and the person you are talking to. This will help even further when preparing the questions you are going to ask. And as with any professional experience, you want to make sure that you are prompt and dressed professionally. It is also more than okay to take notes during the informational interview. The person will be giving you a lot of valuable information that will be very hard to remember without notes. After the informational interview, you will then send the person you talked with a thank you note, which is an email, within 24 hours of your meeting. Just like with the outreach email, you want to make sure that the thank you email is professional. In the thank you note, you can reiterate some key things that you learned from them and also thank them again if they said that they would connect you with someone else. Sending a thank you note makes a huge difference and makes you stand out in a very positive way. It also is just a really nice way to show appreciation for the person that took the time to meet with you. After the interview is over and you want to make sure that you reflect. This means asking yourself what you learned from the interview. How does what you learned align with your interests, abilities, goals, values, as well as if there are any outlasting questions that you have or certain things that you know you want to learn more about. It is also important to have next steps in mind in relation to how you will follow up with the person you spoke with. You will want to make sure you keep the connection warm with the person that you spoke to. Making someone a part of your network does not happen overnight. Emailing with the person helps grow that connection, and if they could end up ever helping you with any internship or job opportunities in the future, it will be a much more genuine experience. A good way to follow up is to update them on your progress, ask them follow-up questions, send an article relating to something that you discussed in your informational interview. Basically things that will give you an excuse to reach out and help form that connection and build your network. Okay, so that includes the informational interview workshop. This is a lot of information and is a new experience for a lot of people, so don't worry at all if you're feeling nervous about conducting the informational interview. A great first step is to make an appointment or go to walk-in hours to speak with a career advisor about finding someone to do one with. Okay, so I'm going to stop sharing my screen. Thank you so much for joining me for this workshop. Good luck.